What is going on? Hopefully the mic is on. I think it is on, but welcome to Stretch and Grow. In this video, what I want to do is give you a couple of stories that's happened to me in my past that hopefully give you the perspective on why you should stop caring what other people think. And if we think about it, we all have somebody that we want to be. We have an ideal image of who it is we're supposed to be, but a lot of times we don't end up reaching it because we care what other people think. Now, today, what I want to do is share with you a couple of stories because us as humans, we tend to learn from stories. And there's something special about stories. Stories go to the unconscious mind and it really gets to touch us emotionally. But I'm going to tell you a couple of stories that's happened to me in my past that's helped me realize that I should just stop caring what other people think. All right, story number one is rather recent. I'm 34 years old. I'm getting older, right? And one of the things that happens as I gotten older, and now if you're in your 30s and you're a dude, this is probably happening to you, is I am starting to grow a lot of unnecessary nose hair. And I'm starting to have to pluck it out every 2 days, right? But when this first started happening to me, it was maybe about a year ago. I was maybe about 33, maybe 32. When this first started happening to me, I would just pluck it out and not think much about it. I would see it in the mirror and I would pluck it out. But I remember one time I plucked it out and then I went about my day. And then maybe 5 or 6 hours later, I realized there was hair sticking out of my nose again. Like I just plucked it out a couple of hours ago, maybe 5, 6 hours ago. Why is there hair sticking out my nose? But then I realized the amount of people that I spoke to in between that time was enormous. I spoke to maybe about 8, 9, 10 people and nobody said nothing to me about my nose hair. Nobody looked at it, or at least I didn't catch it, but nobody definitely said anything. And at first I was a little embarrassed. I was like, damn, how many people saw me with this nose hair just sticking out and nobody said anything? And then I realized that, did they see it, or were they just thinking about themselves to the point where they weren't really paying attention? So even if I had these big nose hairs sticking out of my nose, nobody was really paying attention to me. So that was a very eye-opening story. But it gets even better because maybe a few months later, I'm at the gym and I must have eaten something really, really bad. And I had to use the bathroom and I had to take a number 2. Now, what happens when you take a number 2? If you're a dude, I hope you do this. Usually you put, the toilet paper on the toilet seat. You don't just sit your bare ass on the toilet seat and just take a poop. You put toilet paper on it, right? So put the toilet paper down, take a poop, come out, start doing my workout. Now I think it was like a Monday night, Tuesday night, whatever. So the gym's packed and I'm working out. And the workout was maybe about an hour, hour and a half. And then as I'm walking out, I come by the mirror. This freaking toilet paper hanging from my shorts. And I realized, like, holy shit, how long was that there? And I was so embarrassed. I started cracking up so hard. And I was with a friend, and I showed him that there was toilet paper. Now, I wasn't working out with the friend. I just happened to see him. And I just started cracking up because the toilet paper was sticking out. But then I realized, like, how many people saw the toilet paper? And I started to get more embarrassed. But at the same time, I remembered again that nobody's really watching me. Nobody's paying attention to me. Now, people might have seen it and felt a little embarrassed, and maybe they would be embarrassed themselves to even say something to me. But the thing was, nobody cared. My life didn't end. So these 2 stories alone makes me realize that I'm not the main star in anybody else's movie. The main star to everybody else is themselves. All they care about themselves, right? It's just me, 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 me. Most people, 90% of their attention is dominated on how they look, what they're doing. So if you realize that, you could just start doing what it is exactly that you want to do. Who is it that you want to be? Now, what happens though is when we start to step into this frame of who we're trying to be, we might start to make people uncomfortable, but the people we usually make uncomfortable is our friends and family. Now, some friends and family might actually say something to you, which does hurt. But what I want you to realize is the friends and family that actually say something to you, 99% of the time is not about you. Yes, they're talking to you, they're talking about you. But basically what it is they're projecting onto you how they feel. So if they're disappointed in your behavior, it's more than likely because it's something that they actually wanted to do. The thing that you're doing now, that you're trying to step into and they're trying to prevent you or they're trying to discourage you, unless you're actually physically harming somebody, you shouldn't care. But know that the person that is trying to discourage you, it's not about you, it's about them. And I see this all the time when people hate. I like to say this a lot. If I say the name Donald Trump, how do you feel about it? What I've found with Donald Trump, because he's a very controversial figure, is, and this goes for a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients, I would say 70% of my clients don't like Donald Trump. Now, I'm a personal trainer and massage therapist. But what I found is the ones that really don't like him, they tend to act the way he acts or what they think he acts. And I'll never forget, I had this one client, hopefully he never sees this video. He was a professor and he really, really hated Donald Trump. Really hated him. Called him a dictator, all of this stuff, right? But then he would tell me how he would run his class as a professor, because he would say he didn't want to get stepped on. One of the things he would say as a professor, he made all of his kids put their phone away. If they got there, they would have to ask to go to the bathroom. Now, most college professors don't care. You get up, go to the bathroom, whatever. But he became what I would say is like kind of a dictator. And he took pride in that, keeping his class in order, having his students kind of fear him. And I remember looking at him and some of the things he was saying to me, I was just like, bro, you sound like what you think Donald Trump is, but you're doing yourself. And that's just a story to illustrate that even if people start saying things about you, friends and family, they discourage you from acting the way you want to act. More than likely, unless you're actually physically harming somebody, or you're actually, verbally abusing somebody and bullying somebody. If you're just being you or who you want to be, and they're saying something to you, more than likely they're just projecting onto you what it is that they want to do, and they just feel bad, they feel uncomfortable because they actually want to do it and they see you doing it, but now you're making them uncomfortable and they're actually jealous of you. So again, most of the time, realize with the first two stories, nobody is actually watching you. I'm telling you, with my nose hair and my toilet paper hanging off my shorts in the gym for an hour and a half, nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's watching you. And then the third thing, even if people say something to you, if they are watching you, and it's usually going to be friends, close friends, and family that say something, usually they're just projecting onto you what they wish they would do. And they're trying to stop you because they actually want to do it, but they just don't have the guts to do it. So what I'm asking you to do is step in to the person you want to be, who you're supposed to be. Understand that it's very, very empowering to realize that nobody's really watching you. It's a very powerful thing. Like I said with the first two stories, nobody's watching me. Nobody cares enough. Everybody's thinking about themselves. So why would you stop doing what it is that you want to do or being who it is that you want to be because of what you think other people might actually think? And even the people that do say something, that do try to prevent you, most of the times they're just jealous of you. They're just trying to prevent you from being the person you want to be because they wish they could do what you wanted to do. So that's the story. And then like the last story, like I'll tell you again, I ride the New York City subway a lot. And the amount of people that come in that actually perform, like you see these dancers or these singers, and 95% of the people, as soon as they hear a singer, they don't really roll their eyes that much. And even if they do what they do, they just go right back to what they're doing. Meaning they're not even paying attention to the person that's supposedly obnoxious, the singer, the dancer. They're just doing we just go back to our phones and we ignore them. But then you do have the 5% that love them, that actually enjoy what it is that's going on. But it's rare that they get attacked physically. It's rare that people even care. Even when it's a group of guys with the boom boxes and they're doing all of the crazy flips, either there's 5% of people that participate, or the other 95%, they just go back to what it is that they're doing. So why would you stop what it is that you want to do, who it is you want to be, because you care about what other people think? So it's just a message for you today. It's just a perspective to take on how to stop caring about what other people think. Understand that most people are not thinking about you at all. And even the people that are thinking about you, more than likely they're just haters. More than likely they just wish they could do what you're doing. They wish that they had the balls to do what it is that you're doing. So it's just a message for today. Stop caring what other people think. Realize that you're not that important to other people. And even the ones that make you important is just a projection. So hopefully this message frees you up to be the person that it is. Be the person that it is that you want to be. And you actually just step into it. So that's the message for today. Hopefully you liked the video. Please comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought. Please give me some feedback. Also, if you have a friend that cares about what everybody thinks, send them this video. Probably will piss them off. It'll be good for them. And also, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. Peace.